first note's going to say, Greece, the birthplace of democracy. All right, get that typed, bold it, underline it, make it where you can see it. It's the title in the center. And then the very next thing that you're going to do is you're going to put the definition of democracy. So you're going to type democracy, the type of government in which people rule themselves. This type of government has its roots in Athens, Greece. All right, after you have the definition for democracy typed, I'm going to kind of like tell you the story of how democracy came into play. Because did it just happen?
Yeah.
No, it did not. If you remember from your timeline, in 2000 BC in ancient Greece, what was the type of government?
Tyranny.
Dictators. Monarchy.
Monarchy. Kings and queens ruled. For how long? Do you remember? How many
They're
years?
alive.
Close.
200.
Add 1,000 to that.
1,200.
1,200 years approximately. And then, in 800 BC, the monarchy stopped ruling because who started ruling then? Oligarchies. The oligarchies were the people who were rich and wealthy that ruled the land. Now, we know from past lessons what those people were called. Come on, what did we call them? What was the name?
Dictators.
No.
Tyrant.
No.
It starts with a D, right?
Shows your point, you tell me.
What's it start with?
The rich and the wealthy, the ones that were in power. They owned the land. They
Kings
had
and
the money.
queens.
Who were they?
Kings and Greeks.
No. No, it was an oligarchy, the type of government. But tell me who the people. Oh,
Oligarchs.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Aristocrats. I said from past lessons.
Same thing.
Yes, an oligarchy has oligarchs, but I said from past lessons, what did we call the people that were rich and wealthy and owned a lot of land? It was the aristocrats, okay? So we know that from the monarchy came the oligarchy. The aristocrats were in rule. How long did that last? Who remembers? Raise your hand. Nope.
600.
Nope. 200 years. 200 years. And they got tired of the rich being the only ones that had a say in what happened. So what did they go to then?
Democracy.
Tyrants. And what was that type of government?
Tyranny.
Not
Tyranny.
tyranny. Okay? And then from tyranny we start fading into democracy. Alright, so democracy is the type of government which people rule themselves. It has its roots in Athens, Greece. Alright. However, Greece did not start out a democracy. Now you just told me this. You just told me this. Greece did not start out a democracy. Now I'm going to go through the notes and give you time to type them. Okay, so right now, hands off keyboard. Hands off, and I'll give you a second to type it after I tell you this. Alright, hands off. Girls, what part of hands off did you not understand? Alright, early Greece. Okay, we're going to type this in just a second, but this is exactly what you told me right here. Hands off, Miguel. In the very early times, ancient Greece was ruled by kings and queens. What was that?
Monarchy.
A monarchy. All right. Later, rich landowners ruled. The aristocrats. We called that a oligarchy or an aristocracy.
Tyrant.
Aristocrats ran the government and the economy, and they served as judges and generals. Judges. Do they have a lot of power?
Yeah.
General. Do they have a lot of power?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So you can see where they're powerful. In 600 BC, a group of people decided it was time to overthrow them. All right? It was time to overthrow the aristocrats. Now, this is where I want you to start typing, and I'm going to hit pause. All right, so we have this typed. Some of you are still working on it. That's fine. Keep going. It's going to stay there on the screen. All right, so in the 600 BC, a group of people decided it was time to overthrow the aristocrats. They got tired of just the wealthy having control and saying what was going to be done in their polis. So, now, in order to overthrow them, do you need a leader?
Yeah.
What kind of characteristics does that leader need to have?
Dictatorship. Well, loyalty.
Loyalty?
Well,
Jake? Fair and just. Does he need to be brave?
yes.
Does he need to be bold?
Yes.
Yes, because if he too timid or scared to take on these aristocrats. So this guy can't be scared of them, can he?
Nope.
Alright, so they found a man. His name was Draco. Draco. Draco was a man living in Greece. He was a man living in Greece. He was the first recorded legislator of Athens. Now I'm going to put these notes up here and go over them with you, and then you'll have time to type them. Okay? Stop typing for just a second. Alright, just listen to this because I want to tell you an example. Draco decided to create a new set of laws. Alright? He made minor crimes punishable by death. The people thought that his laws were too strict. Now, don't type yet, but you're going to. I'm going to give you an example. Now, for the people in internet land, I'm going to give them an example, and they won't get to have the discussion we're about to have about it. Okay? I'm going to give them an example, hit pause, we'll discuss. One of his laws was if you were caught loitering, the punishment was death.
Really?
All right, how long
Start with-
do you think? Let me hit unfreeze. There we go. How long do you think it took people to get tired of those really harsh consequences, Wade? Did it take them a long time or not long? Short time? What do you say, Bob?
Not a long time.
Not a long time?
Not a long time. 2 seconds.
Probably about half a second.
Okay, it did not take them long. We know from our timeline, and you just told me a little bit ago. How long did the tyranny last?
100 years.
800 years. 100 years. Draco was a tyrant. Now you told me that they needed somebody bold, right? Is a tyrant going to be bold?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very. Obviously, from laws like that, he's going to be very bold. So they got kind of tired of that. So they then decided we need somebody else. So they got another man. His name was Solon. Okay? His name was Solon. Not Solomon, Solon. S-O-L-O-N. Alright? Solon came along in 590 BC, and he decided he was going to create a new set of laws as well. His were not going to be as harsh. Was that a good thing for the people?
Yes.
Probably, right? Okay? He gave power to non-aristocrats. Who were the non-aristocrats? Farmers.
Foreigners.
Were they a citizen?
No.
They could be considered a non-aristocrat, yes, and so could, did you say slave? They could be considered a non-aristocrat. Merchants, traders. So anybody that was an aristocrat, a wealthy landowner, right? Okay, so the non-aristocrats were probably your common people. Alright, so he said that aristocrats should not be the only ones that had power. Actually, that's not the way I should phrase it. He did not want aristocrats to have power. He said that the power should be with the non-aristocrats. So his laws gave all free men in Greece, all free men in Greece, the right to become citizens. Was a foreigner a citizen? No. Okay. So the people now had a right to participate in government and to vote unless it was a woman. All right. Now you're going to see your notes. And you're going to get those typed right underneath where you typed about Draco. In 590 BC, a man named Solon created a new set of laws that were less harsh. He gave power to the non-aristocrats. His laws gave all free men in Greece the right to become citizens. People now have the right to participate in government unless you were a woman. We're going to say that one more time for the people in internet land to hear. What kind of government was Solon slowly moving toward? Democracy. Okay. Now, next note. A democracy is formed. Right? That's going to be your next little subtitle over there. A democracy is formed. Now, there was another man came along around 500 BC. And his name was Callisthenes.
Bless you.
Right? Gesundheit, right? He gained power in Athens. Shh, shh, shh. All right? He did not want aristocrats to run the government. He did not think that was fair. Well, it's really not. Right? Because do you think that they're going to be thinking about the poor farmer out there who is trying his best just to feed his family?
Yeah.
You think an aristocrat's going to think about them?
No. Like,
Not much, really.
Like, "You little piece of poop."
Okay? Your mother most definitely would not like it on this video to hear you say that. So don't say it again. Or I'll say your name. Alright? He overthrew them once and for all. In the words of one of my students this morning, he said, Clisthenes shut them down. Yes, he did. He shut down the aristocrats. Alright? Once and for all. He created a brand new form of government in Athens. It was the world's very first democracy. So Clisthenes is considered the father of democracy. All right, get those notes taken, and then we're going to do a little activity in class. Now, for those of you on internet land, you need to get all of these notes taken and be ready for the next set that we're going to start tomorrow, which I think will be Athens versus Sparta. But I'm not sure. All right, those of you on internet land, see you bye.